fellow gut guardians. You got Anna. She's got the cross hanging from her rearview mirror. She's got people walking behind her saying, "What is that, Anna Toker? Is that Anna Toker doing a live?"
Is Anna Toker doing a live?
Where are you, Anna? Where is Dr. Anna in the world today?
Dr. Anna just had dinner with her. My mom stopped in town. She has to fly to Germany in 2 days and to visit her sister who's dying, and my cousin has stage 4 cancer. So she's going to go to Germany kind of for her last goodbyes, but it's a direct flight from Dallas. So she came I did not know she was coming today. So I apologize for my location, but I wanted to meet her for dinner. And then I said, please excuse me, I'm going to sit in my car for 30 minutes, talk to my friend Mark. And then when I'm done, I will go home and meet her at the house.
I love that. And you got people walking behind you. Are they like,
I do. Yeah, they're like, what the hell is she doing? Well, yeah, yeah. I'm sure they're stalking me. Who knows?
This is important to know. Anna was up at 4:30 this morning. Doesn't matter. Monday night, we show up, right?
Monday night.
Okay.
Yes.
So Anna, give mom a big hug. And tonight's a great night because, we finished our digestive series. We got a great email dropping tomorrow to everybody. And what we really wanted to do is go back to our topics daily. And remember our topics each week. If there's a topic you want, please put it into the Facebook group. And we're going to talk about high fructose corn syrup. We're going to give you all the ins and outs about it. We're going to dive deep. And the goal is this. Anna and I have one goal for tonight. That you, for the rest of your life, will avoid every food item that has high fructose corn syrup. Is that right, Anna? 100%. Is that our number one goal?
Yes. It's a must. That is a must.
It is a must,
but that's one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And quick update. Next week we will not be live. We're going to be doing a video, but we'll not be live. Wednesday I go to Cancun. We're doing a big event with Brand Can with Super Patch. Of course, I'm bringing my Zyve. Hunter's going to be there. We're going to be doing all these cool videos about how to eat on vacation and keep your gut health strong. Yes. And Anna's going to be popping in. So I'm going to be posting on our Zyve Alive group. Yes. And I will do a separate video that we'll share on Monday, but we will not be live. We're skipping 1 week on the live. So just mark it down. Next Monday, no live. We are right back the following Monday. But don't worry, we'll give plenty of content so you can kind of stay in touch with your gut health. Okay. For sure. Robert Guerra said Cancun. So Anna, are we ready to dive into high fructose corn syrup?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, okay. I'm born ready, buddy.
Who loves Dr. Anna in the car? I think I like this vision of Dr. Anna more than in her kind of well,
I'm all intellectual.
Very medical feeling. Like you feel free right now, Anna.
If you knew what I have had to do today, if you only knew the shit I've had to do today. But anyway, here I am.
love that. Jen Trevino said, let's go. Okay. So when I share, just remind everyone, here's our Zyve Alive group. I mean, just massive hugs to everyone. This group continues to grow. Zyve continues to be a difference maker. I just have a great talk with our Army veteran, Shay, best-selling author, her kids' book series. And Shay's, oh, man, Mark, I've done, Shay's used our previous digestive products. She said, man, there's a difference with Zyve. And we know that. It's the best one we've ever made by far. It's our flagship. The last of all time that we will design. And that's the fun part about it. But if you miss stuff, if you have questions, share in this group. We are actively, consistently on this. Now, in the guide section in this group, every live is right here. So if you missed it, we just did a great small intestine, large intestine, stomach series. If you're missing something, if you're new to this experience, dive into that. Because this call, we've had just great attendance and it's open to everyone now. We invite people. This is an open call for anyone to learn about their gut health. Now,
for sure.
Yesterday, I mean, Anna, we worked up a storm on 4th of July. I already take care of my Land Cruiser and our off-road camper.
Yes.
Then myself, Lauren, Hunter, and Ariana, we waxed and washed full detail, Abby's car, Hunter's car, Ariana's car. Then yesterday we did our motorhome and Lauren's Jeep.
Wow.
And afterwards, Lauren just helped me on that one yesterday. We ate Chipotle. And this is a little restaurant stuff here. So just a quick tidbit. Zyve before this meal was massive. I took it 15 minutes before. I cannot have the guacamole at Chipotle. It destroys me. So yes, I don't eat dairy, but I had a little bit of cheese. and it didn't
Yep.
affect me at all. I had the
Yep.
cheese. I do double chicken. My protein's my double chicken. I do brown rice, just one scoop. I choose one carb. And then I have lettuce up and back. Lauren did not have the guac or the cheese. She had the double chicken with the brown rice and with that. And because Chipotle does use seed oils, because it's dark meat, I probably didn't need cheese. I just kind of said I'm going to go for it. But this is where you would have your Zyve to help counter some of that. How do you like that, Dr. Anna? And then let's just talk about when someone's eating in a restaurant, how Zyve helps counter some of the negatives in that restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can assume that when you go out to dinner that they are trying to poison you. You just kind of assume that. Whether it's even when you get the healthy option, like I just had a spinach salad with grilled shrimp, but it had like a honey mustard vinaigrette, quote unquote. 100% guarantee they did not make that with olive oil. I just absolutely know they were seed oils. Just like I can guarantee it. But if you have the digestive enzymes on board, and you've got a coordination of your gut and whatnot, you can handle a meal like that. Now, I always caution, don't go too crazy. There's only so much Zyve is going to handle. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's a limit. But yes, to have that before any restaurant meal is so clutch. That is critical, critical, critical.
And it helps counter the stuff that's going on. Abby.
It does help. It helps a lot.
Steak and Shake. I don't go to Steak and Shake, but they have, like, Hope loves some French fries there, and it says beef tallow.
Yeah.
Abby did the research. So this is where I just want everyone to understand where Dr. Anna said they're trying to kill you. Oh, yeah. The Steak and Shake, they reheat them in beef tallow, refry them, but they're actually originally fried in soybean oil. And then they come in with already fried in soybean oil, and then they drop them in beef tallow. That defeats the purpose. That's like grass-fed, but not grass-finished beef. Yes, grass-fed, a cow can eat a blade of grass, and they're grass-fed, and then they're finished on grain. These are the things where everyone's trying to kill you, mislead you, overmarket you, tell you the stuff that's not true. We see that. We see beef tallow on the highway, like you see.
Yeah.
Oh, but no one tells you that they're actually pre-done in soybean oil. Okay.
Correct.
So game the system. That's what Robert says. Now, before we do corn syrup, this is the bonus thing. If you're going to eat out, okay? I love Mary Nelson. Coach Mary Nelson just had a party, and she said, I made fresh guac on Saturday. I love that. Ooh, if you're eating on plan, so part of these things, if you eat on plan, like you're balancing your blood sugar, make sure you go with your blood sugar stable. Take your Zyve. Choose your protein first, like we did, double chicken, then your fat, then your carbs. If your protein has the fat, then you're already taken care of. Get all your sauce and dressing on the side.
Yep.
Ask the food items for oil and butter. Know each meal will have more fat than expected. Enjoy your meal. Eat at a slow pace. Before we dive into high fructose corn syrup, this is like your bonus tip for today. Why is eating at a slow pace matter so much for gut health?
There's a couple things. First of all, your stomach can only handle so much at a time. It's like a holding way station. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't have good stomach acid. This is how Zyve can actually help you. But while the stomach acid is kind of churning up, it is also sending some signals to your pancreas and your gallbladder that there's a meal coming. And if there's a nice, slow, steady input of food, all the parts of the chemical digestion can occur properly. If you overwhelm that, then all of a sudden, it's like not putting enough salt in your meal, like not enough happens to it and stuff escapes through the system without getting that chemical breakdown. And now slightly further down the intestinal tract, you get the belly bloat and the gas, crampy pain and whatnot, because you didn't feed yourself. You just fed your own microbiome. Now, mind you, your body's going to figure out how to absorb all those calories. But when it comes down to your comfort level, the micronutrients, you're not going to digest that very well because you ate too fast. Your mom told you not to do that. I'm having dinner with mom. She says, don't eat too fast. Chew your food.
So this helped me a lot. Diamond Powell just said, good to know. I love that we have so many PFC3 coaches on there, so many nutrition coaches and health coaches on these calls, because obviously now we all are empowered to educate other people on this. That's why we're gut guardians here. You said something that kind of threw me. You said if you don't put enough salt in your meal. That doesn't have to do with your digestion. That just means if it doesn't taste good.
No, like if you are making a meal for 20 people, but you use the same amount of seasoning for one, what does that taste like? It doesn't
Got it.
taste like you seasoned it. It's an incomplete recipe, right? Or it's like, I mean, it's like going to a bar for whiskey sour, and they use more sour than whiskey. Where's the fun in that, right? So like there's a timing to it. It's a chemical reaction. There's proportions involved. And if you throw in too much food and not enough digestive enzymes, you're kind of hosed. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
I didn't
I'm not
want
making
people to
a
think that they have to add more salt to improve digestion. You do not, everyone. I
no.
just wanted to clarify that
No, I'm
analogy.
saying, I'm just trying to say. It's like,
I got you. I got you.
you
We
see
got
what I'm
everyone.
saying.
Let's all eat a little slower from this side. Okay.
Yes.
That's the bonus tip from there. Now, Anna, let's talk
Yes.
some high fructose corn syrup. So I think this
Okay.
is our main topic. And our goal here is to hit through this, and one objective. No one ever, you tell everyone you know not to have this. Now, this is the scary thing to me. This is a list of everything that the foods that contain high fructose corn syrup. Now, I want everyone to think about this and think about, we've all probably had all of this. And think about the people in your life that are eating this consistently. Like I know, like my family, my sister has 4 kids, our nieces and nephews, and I know they're at an awesome camp in Pinecrest, California, called Lair the Bear that I grew up at. It's like from Cal Berkeley, like UC alumni go there. It's really cool. I know they're eating all this: sodas, bread, salad dressings, crackers, apple. They're everything on this list. So they're eating this, and I want you to think about people that you know. How many people do you know wake up and have a soda sometime throughout the day, that are eating bread, that are having their salad dressings, that are having ketchup, macaroni and cheese, tomato sauce, canned soup, ice cream, steak sauce, cereal bar, sweetened yogurt? The list goes on and on and on. So Anna, talk to us about what is high fructose corn syrup? Why was it created? Like I got a little stats here, but before I show this, kind of give us the rundown on what is high fructose corn syrup.
Well, it's a replacement to sugar, so it's a sweetener. In America, there's a subsidy for corn, and you got to do something with that corn before it rots. And so, as it turns out, you can extract some sweetener out of it. So we use that for freaking everything. There is a pretty cool correlation graph, and correlation is not causation, but when you start pointing to obesity, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, a number of things happens in our society. One of them is the switch over to high fructose corn syrup. And so what makes it different than table syrup, or table sugar rather, or cane sugar, is that fructose is just not digest in the quite same way. Your body has a tendency to turn it into fat, as opposed to use it for glycogen or an energy source. A lot of the sources online will say, oh, but high fructose corn syrup has a lower glycemic index, so it's safer for you. That's the marketing that they'll use. But of course, glycemic index is checking for blood sugar, and fructose is not sugar, it's fructose. So by definition, it's going to be lower glycemic than sugar. That does not make it healthier for you. And it doesn't mean a diabetic should be consuming that.
Anna, let me come in real quick. I just want to recap for everyone so far. So the first thing to know is that the high fructose corn syrup was created because of corn subsidized, meaning that just kind of how seed oils, automotive industry, hey, we got some extra, let's make some money. Let's
make people eat it. Yeah, let's make people eat it.
That's it. Not good for you, horrible for you, because it messes up. The way before the 90s happened, you have something called glucose. And I just want to break down some energy. Your brain functions off your energy source is glucose. It goes through something called glycolysis. It starts with sugar. It makes something called ATP, adenose triphosphate. You can then enter something called the Krebs cycle. So your body's designed, and the carbohydrates you eat are designed to basically break down into glucose besides fiber. When you throw in these other chemicals, it messes up. And then the barrier was it was the glycemic index. So this is a scam. Subsidized corn. Let's make up a story that it's low glycemic, even though it's not glucose. So it has nothing to do with blood sugar. and let's put it in all our food, which is why the last 30 years people are struggling. Okay, that's our recap. Now, Anna, can we talk about, just from a point of, does that make sense to everyone? Give me a yes if that makes sense. If you're starting to see how people are fooling you every single day because it's about money.
It's about money. It's marketing. Yeah.
Okay, we got yeses. So Anna, talk to us about the chemical side to it. So if we come here from a gut health side and from a blood sugar side, why does it convert to fat? How's it processed differently than glucose?
Yes, so glucose is just not to get deep in the weeds in chemistry, but glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. Many of the sugars are 6 carbons. And the Krebs cycle, Mark mentioned it. You can enter into this cycle. It's a series of reactions that occur to generate ATP energy. That's all it's doing. And it's morphing molecules, breaking them down, adding some oxygen. Boom, you get out a little energy ATP molecule. Okay. You need to have either 3 or 6 carbons to enter into that chain. Fructose has 5. So half of that molecule can go into that little thing. The other little 2 molecule is left over. Now, fat, as it turns out, is an assembly line of 2 carbons at a time. So when your body sees 2 little carbons glued together floating around the system, it goes, oh, goody, fat, and stores it as fat. Now, you don't need to be a chemist to realize this, because if you look at the farming industry, what are they feeding animals to fatten them prior to feeding them to you? They're feeding them corn. This is why a steak is marbled. That's corn doing that. So when you are eating corn, you're simply fattening yourself up for what, alien invasion, or is there going to be a body snatch situation going on? You don't need to be marbling up your muscle with fat with the corn, is what I'm trying to say.
So that I want to, before we go on, because we're going to now hit 6 things. This is the huge thing. This is like, because high fructose comes from corn starch. Yes. And when we think about this, it's just, this is why everywhere you go, people are heavier, because it's everywhere. And no one understands it. We live in a world where we've never been more available for information. The problem is there's too much information. And the problem is that if we're all on social media, 98% of the people on social media that are giving content are trying to sell you something. So there's a hit, they're an influencer, they're there, there's an opinion. It's all these particular things. So there's not enough education on it. And as Anna said, Zyve is not your solution for having high fructose corn syrup. If you're having high fructose corn syrup, you're in trouble. Zyve can be something that can help counter when you go occasionally, like we went to Chipotle, and you go here and you go there. But your daily activities, you just need to remove high fructose corn syrup from everything that you do.
100%. Yes, that's correct. Now, Anna, and it is everywhere. It's in your ketchup. I mean, it's everywhere. Anyway,
And so you want to look at labels. So the first step is everything you read, you have to make sure that it's not in there, because now there's enough information where it's not. Now, Anna, I want to do this. I want to walk through and kind of put on your genius mind, which you have. And I pulled this article from 2019, so there's more. So let's talk about,
do I need my glasses?
A natural amount of fructose to your diet. I want to go through each one. So the first thing is, when someone's having a lot of high fructose corn syrup, and we talked about this is where they're going to be storing body fat, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Now, increased risk of fatty liver disease. Talk to me about that.
Right. So again, when you absorb food, the first place it goes is the portal vein. The portal vein is a venous system that takes food to the liver, because your liver is responsible for detoxifying things and like storing some energy and trying to figure out what's a protein, what's a carb, what's a fat. Like your liver is kind of critical to that process. And so one of the first, when you combine something that looks like a partial fat, even though I know it's not fat, and an inflammation from, let's say, inflamed gut, which, this high fructose corn syrup is also following a glutinous diet. You think of all the things that are inflammatory. So you got inflamed gut, which means there's a toxin called LPS that's getting to the liver, People with LPS in the liver freaks out and wants to protect itself. It protects itself with fat. So now it sees fructose and thinks, oh, goody, I'll make that into fat. Now you've got fatty liver. Now, fatty liver is the preceding disease prior to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, that trifecta we call metabolic disease. And right now in America, fatty liver is the number one cause for liver failure requiring liver transplantation. So listen to what I am saying. We are eating ourselves into liver transplantation. That's obscene, to be honest with you. That used to be a disease reserved for alcoholics and viral infections and cancer, and now it's, oh, you're just like little fatty fat cakes eating your corn syrup all the time. So I'm just saying, I pray people clean up their diet. The liver can heal itself, but it can't if you keep poisoning it with this stuff. So
and that's why when we talk about these weekly calls, obviously we'll mention Zyve, and we'll talk about part of it's about Zyve, but it's more about your gut health. This is not about Zyve, these weekly calls. These weekly calls are about educating and empowering you. So this is why anyone you know that is struggling with their health and you're seeing this, invite them to this, because this is the other thing. Yeah. When we go back here and we just go back to the guide section, like I love that we can reference back. Like we did this, strengthen your body's filters, your liver and kidneys. We talked about this on May 5th. Like we went through this whole thing about exactly what this is. This is the whole aspect that we're training consistently on these things. So make sure people are doing that. Now, obesity and weight gain. I know we talked about this, but let's just hit it one more time. We understand from the liver perspective, because it kind of moves into obesity, weight gain, diabetes, because your liver is your body's clearinghouse. Remember, 99% of what goes through your body needs to get processed. Everything has to go through that liver. So when we think about the obesity side, when we think about the metabolic syndrome, it begins there. And then when your liver starts to go, then that affects everything else.
Correct. That's exactly right. Which is why any chronic illness that you have has its origin with inflammatory bowel issues, right? So inflammation in the gut is the preceding factor in all chronic human illness. And that is a Zyve point. This is the whole point. Even people who don't think they have a gut issue, if you've got fatty liver or a little fat around the midriff or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, trust me, you've got inflammatory gut. That's the whole point of these conversations and of Zyve 7 is to sort of help mitigate that. Yeah, I mean, your body can heal. You just have to stop insulting it so terribly, and then you give it a little help. So it's stop the insult. You add yourself a supplement that's the little help, and then give it time, and you'll get there.
And you get educated. Dr. Anna's got a gut monthly subscription, PFC3, Zyve by PFC3, protein, fats, carbs. It's all about education. In our entire coalition of other products and thought leaders that we partner with. It's an army of people that are designed to provide right information, to sort through the madness, to lock arms and empower people to live with gut greatness, because all disease starts with your gut, and your food is your greatest medicine. Now, and as we're starting to see it, it starts when we talk about fatty liver disease. It then moves into we looked right here that it then moves into obesity and weight gain. It then moves into linked to diabetes, because from the insulin side. Let's talk about that and the insulin uptake.
Okay. Yeah. So people who have insulin resistance, that happens because the body gets so tired of seeing the excess blood sugar. Right. So, and I don't mean to confuse people. Fructose will raise your blood sugar. So it's not something for diabetics to do. And I think we already talked about how the glycemic index thing is a false flag when it comes to high fructose corn syrup. It is damaging to your blood sugar. When you elevate your blood sugar for a prolonged period of time, your body no longer wants to see all that sugar. Right. So if you don't ever eat any sugar and then you have something with sugar in it, your body absorbs it instantly because, oh my God, that's energy. When you have a lot of sugar floating around, your body is sort of like, meh, We've had enough of that. So it down regulates from all the hormones that are supposed to kind of control things. It's why sugar is still floating around your blood and you've not actually absorbed it because your body is sick and tired of seeing all the sugar. So that is the insulin resistance issue. People with mesenteric fat, and it's gut fat, basically, that midriff, belly, the dad bod, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That mesenteric fat is very insulin resistant. It's one of the reasons why it is the last thing people lose when they're losing weight, even when they're on Ozempic or they've had a gastric bypass. It's like the last thing they lose is their gut. And the reason for that is simply because that is insulin resistant. It's very hard to get rid of once you have it, and it's related to inflammation. So the answer to that mesenteric fat, yes, control your blood sugar because that's part of the problem, but it's also remove the intestinal inflammation because that's what your body's really trying to guard against.
And you can, as you see, when you're having all the high fructose corn syrup, it's in all the foods.
Yeah.
People can never win. I think that's the point. You have to take this out. This is the first step for anybody here. Now, we have Michelle White asked about coconut sugar and organic cane sugar. This is the evolution. We are moving, because we've already done this thing about sugar sweeteners, we are moving to cane sugar because these zero sugar net carbs, once again, marketing BS, destroys your gut. Any protein bar that says sucralose in it, throw it out. It's got to be clean. You'd rather a little sugar is good. Like we have to go back to the basics. Organic cane. Dr. and I were just talking about one of the most amazing hydration products that we're working on together, and it's like, oh my goodness, they're going to use a sweetener you shouldn't use. So, so like it's like, what are we doing? So the reality is organic cane sugar, coconut sugar. Now I like some coconut sugar, organic coconut sugar.
I do too. I do too.
And it's just it's a different pathway. Let's explain the difference between organic cane sugar and high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, so I mean, cane sugar, this is going to be
organic coconut sugar, sorry.
But all of those are going to be 6 carbon sugars. And so your body can cleave it in half and use it all for energy. It's one of the important things. I want people to unfortunately, there is too much information. You brought that up. We're in an era where there's so much information, it's crippling. I just want everyone to and most of us are over 40, I assume. I mean,
no, we got some youngins. Keep going.
You got some youngins? Okay. Well, youngins don't remember this, but those of us who are, older, right? We remember a world where there was a ton of sugar in our sodas and candy, and there was no such thing as protein bars, and no one counted any calories. We still had cars. We still had video games. We were thin.
Yep.
Right. So for all this, people are not active enough. Well, that's probably true. But I remember spending my summers playing video games, just like I'm watching my own kids kind of do the same thing. There's something distinctly different. And so you need to find the things that are different and make it stop. That's what your problem is. Whatever is the different. I would say stop looking for the new and let's reach back for a minute and eat like it's 1925. They had tons of sugar. Look at these videos from 1950. No one went to a gym. There was no such thing, right? People are eating hamburgers, French fries, milkshakes, chocolate bar, the Cokes, they were not exactly foodies. Do you know what I'm saying? And yet they were thin. They weren't crazed. They didn't have this metabolic disease. And again, so we have to start asking ourselves, what is it that is new? And that newness happened in the late 70s and early 80s. It's artificial sweeteners, it's corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, and it's vegetable oils. Like those are the 3 things. And antimicrobial, there's too much antimicrobial crap around. So like those 4 things are sort of what I see. Glyphosate is another one. Maybe there's 5 things. So
and those 5 things, because you said the glyphosate as well, those 5 things were created by companies wanting to make more money that made you addictive. Sweeteners
Yeah.
are addictive. There's an
Yes.
addictive quality to it. And we've already talked
Yes, there
about
is.
this, that
Yep.
when you have a lot of bad stuff, your bad bacteria in your gut are craving
Yep.
to get the serotonin and the dopamine hit. So you become addicts. We are sugar
Yes.
addicts and we're fake sugar addicts. So
Yeah.
step one, let's get rid of the high fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about, we have two more things to talk about and we'll wrap for tonight, but I want Shay's thing right here. Shay said, and I think it's a good, why is the gut the last to go when losing weight? So share about that.
Well, I mean, again, that's inflammatory. The mesenteric is the mesenteric fat. So that it's imagine. Okay, there's a great paper that is written by an Italian endocrinologist. It's called Pounds and Inches. And at the time, to lose weight, he had patients live with him in a hospital. And he describes this very aptly, that imagine being very wealthy, you're going to invest your money. You're going to invest your money. And but that means if you've invested all of your money and you have no cash around, you are not going to sell your 50-acre farm to pay for $100 meal somewhere. You'll just kind of not have the meal. So in other words, he's like, so you've got these heavy people who have all the energy abundance in the world, calorifically, cannot access this energy. And it is because your body has already banked it away as this is my future investment. There's a part of the brain called the diencephalon that has
401k,
done
401k.
It's a 401k. So the gut is like that 401k, and it literally, you have to train your body to think, no, I'm liquidating. We're out of business. This is my med spa. I'm selling everything and I'm walking away. Like you got to just say that to your body. And the way you chemically do that to your body is by simply avoiding everything that says it's low fat, get rid of it. Everything that says it's low sugar, get rid of that. And that seems counterintuitive, but those things replace the fat with sugar, replace the sugar with either fat or inflammatory artificial sweeteners. All of those things tell your body, protect itself from inflammation. You do that with fat. That mesenteric fat becomes part of your 401k. You can never get rid of it. So you've got to clean your grain-free, milk-free, sugar-free, nothing's just eat your protein, your fat, and the carbohydrates you get are going to be from fruits and veggies. That's it. Simple. Yeah. Eat like it's 1925, not 2025. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
And the older we get, because we have our weight regulating mechanism in your hypothalamus, which is like a thermostat in a room, as you lose muscle and gain body fat, you slow down your metabolic speed, and then it makes your body stickier and stickier, and it doesn't want to drop. So you need to do these actions, not the extreme diets, but the extremes in the sense of moving the junk and not letting it come back in. And then you retrain your body. That's why it takes 6 months
and then you retrain
to clean
your body.
Your gut health out. Okay.
Correct.
Last thing here, Dr. Anna. This is like, man, I love this info. This is how we change the world, everybody. One person at a time, starting with you. When we talk about Zyve, and I think because it's not Zyve here, but just keep remembering, the whole goal is a one-way highway with your gut health. If you can just envision your nutrients going into your mouth, and then your body doing all it's got to do, and then you expel what you don't need, and you absorb what you do need, and you keep it clean, and you keep it simple. That's what it is. And all Zyve is, and this is why PFC3 matters, because we educate you with the food. This is why these lives matter, because you learn these things. But then all of these particular things help counter. The Chipotle meal is going to have some seed oil. So I need my enzymes because it's going to help me. Laura and I were eating that. Hope and Abby we were separate because we were working on the RV in a different place in Florida. Hope and Abby went somewhere, and Abby didn't have her Zyve with her. She's all, I need my Zyve. Don't leave home without the Zyve. But she was awesome because she avoided, Hope eats all these delicious things, and Abby's, she's locked in.
I know, yeah.
So right here, but Hope eats clean as well. But the proprietary blend, and then the biotope, all of these things designed to help you. And I think that's what you want to think about. What can you do today to help you and your family get a little bit sharper, get a little bit healthier, can actually move down a path of gut greatness every single day? This is what it's all about. This is how we change the world. take away high fructose corn syrup. Anna,
Yes.
my take is this, and I'm going to have you wrap it up. My take is this. I will never eat anything with high fructose corn syrup. Like I am on, it's just knowing what it does. Like once you know it, you can choose to not follow it, but you can't deny knowing it. I know if I have ketchup with high fructose corn syrup, I know what's happening with the two carbons. So like at the end of the day, I just can't do it. So this is the thing. Like is there any exception? Because to me, there's no exception. Should we just avoid it forever?
Honestly, I mean, I truly would. And again, when I look at how we fatten animals for how we marble up the meat so it's yummy and fattened, corn is it. It's like I don't even eat regular corn. I will not eat corn. I don't eat corn. I don't eat cornbread. I don't eat corn flour. It is gluten-free, granted, but I do not eat it because your body just can't process it. I've got enough problems. My thyroid doesn't work worth a squat. I work all the time and I have time to work out very much, so like I got enough problems. I don't need to be piling on by feeling good that it's gluten-free. Like that is the worst reason to go corn. So I don't do corn at all, to be frank with you. And I certainly don't do high fructose corn syrup. And I will reach for something with real sugar in it. The Mexican Coke, that's what they say in Texas. You can get Coke made in Mexico, sold in America. It's made out of pure cane sugar. So good. It's delicious.
It still spikes your blood sugar, everybody. Just make sure you have some protein with that.
I know it does spike your blood sugar, but I'm just saying if you're going to have a snack, you're going to reach for something with real sugar in it.
Yep. And make sure you have some protein and some fat to help balance it. Last thing,
frankly,
honey.
If you get
honey's amazing. We want everyone to realize coconut sugar, honey, these are incredible. This is not high fructose corn syrup.
My number one is honey. My number one is honey, molasses, or date sugar, or coconut sugar. Those are my top 4 natural sweeteners. You can use allulose if you want a low calorie, and you can even use erythritol, believe it or not, as a low calorie. But those might upset the stomach. So, again, there's nothing better than honey, God's gift. So honey, date sugar, coconut sugar, those are the top one. Molasses, those are the top ones.
Yeah, Mary just said monk fruit with allulose for fibers. Go through as much honey. These are the things. And like, remember, we talk about stevia, but like stevia is challenging for a lot of people as well. So sugar's coming back, baby. Sugar's a new power. So, but we balance it with protein and fat. I
go biblical, and for me, it's honey. There's nothing better than honey.
Then corn is made by the devil.
Corn is the devil. Corn is the devil. You gotta go honey. It's you gotta go honey. Yogurt and honey, baby. Yogurt and honey. That's the only way to do it. That's my dessert.
June, coconut yogurt.
Cocoa June with some honey. That's the bomb.
There we go.
That is the best.
Our mission accomplished. Can everyone before we wrap tonight, can we see a yes or give us a yes if you're forever committing tonight to never use high fructose corn syrup again? And please share with at least one person. I got all the yeses. This information can't end with us because it's painful. Abby Hope and I were walking on the beach and we saw, I think he was 7 and he had to be 70 pounds overweight and he's eating corn chips and doing that. And the kids don't know. And I'm not blaming the parents or the grandparents either, because I think it's so hard to know and you're marketed everywhere, but it's our job to educate people, because you can't talk to that kid now. But let me just remind everyone, kids lay down their fat cells in adolescence. And then once you have those fat cells, they don't go away. You can lose fat from your fat cells, but what Dr. Anna was talking about, they don't go away. We can change generations, but it starts with us educating each other and the people that we love. And that's how it starts to domino. We must take back control of our food industry. And it starts with these calls tonight. Okay.
It does.
Dr. Anna, we love you. Thank you, Gut Guardians. Remember, no live next Monday. We will be doing videos in the Zyva Live group, so get ready. And then we're back live in 2 weeks. But get ready. We're going to do some cool Zy videos live from Cancun. Okay, talk soon, everyone. Massive hugs. Let's go. Bye.
Bye, guys.